Good morning and welcome to your daily operations weather brief your daily weather brief at 10 o'clock local. We have fairly nice conditions out there this morning. We have mostly sunny skies to partly cloudy skies out there. Just a little bit of mid-level cloud cover moving off the coast this morning. We'll have some pop-up showers and a slight chance of pop-up thunderstorm this afternoon with some sea breeze boundaries moving onshore. Only running about a 20% chance of a shower and 10% chance of a thunderstorm today here at Wallops. Looking at the conditions over the last 24 hours in the Mid-Atlantic region, seeing temperatures peaking out yesterday in the lower to mid-80s. Norfolk was the warm spot at 84 degrees. Here at Wallops we were 83. Other locations that I mentioned in the lower 80s. Across the region last night did see temperatures drop down in the 60s across most locations. Baltimore at 61 degrees. And that was the cool spot. Here at Wallops we were 66. Norfolk was the warm spot at 71 degrees. We did see a little bit of precipitation across the region in general. In the last 24 hours, saw a trace at Baltimore, Washington, Richmond, Langley, and here at Wallops. Norfolk saw a heavier rain shower and thunderstorm yesterday, had 4/10 of an inch of rainfall. As of 9 a.m., we are seeing anywhere, as I mentioned, from mostly sunny to mostly cloudy skies. Most locations reporting anywhere from mostly sunny to sunny skies. Seeing here at Wallops, we had 73 degrees as of 9 a.m. under partly cloudy skies. Our 12Z sounding from this morning, we have a freezing level at 13,600 feet. Our winds are northwesterly in the low levels, quickly become southwesterly throughout the column after 1,000 feet. See our winds increasing from around 5 to 10 knots in the lower part of the atmosphere up to the around the 25 knot category in the mid levels. And then we see a peak wind this morning out of the west, 25,000 feet at 33 knots. Our observation page from this morning, we do have temperatures rising to the lower 70s. They'll continue to rise into the lower 80s for highs today. We have a little bit of mid-level cloudiness, as I mentioned, moving off the coast. We have a weak area high pressure starting to build in from the Ohio Valley. Should provide us with nice weather for the next few days. Looking at our surface analysis as of 12Z this morning, as I mentioned, we have this area high pressure currently across the Ohio Valley and western portions of the Mid-Atlantic region. It's going to be slowly moving towards our region. We'll have this high pressure in control for the next few days, as I've mentioned, giving us nice weather other than a slight chance of a pop-up shower or thunderstorm this afternoon. And into the weekend, we'll have fairly nice conditions, especially on Saturday. Sunday, we'll start to see some increased pressure gradient or tighter pressure gradient across our region as tropical storm and expected to be Hurricane Jose moves east of the area and south of the area over the second portion of the weekend. That will provide a little bit breezier conditions and also more clouds over the Wallops region. Looking at our planners the next few days, Friday midday planner, not quite Monday yet. Looking at a little trough across the region, and that's going to provide us with the possibility of a shower popping up on a sea breeze boundary. Looking at our Friday night planner, high pressure building in. We should have fairly decent conditions overall. Temperatures in the mid 60s to upper 60s along the coast. And then for our Saturday AM planner, much the same. You can see here Jose starting to move more northward at this time. And then we move into our Saturday PM planner. Very, very slight chance of a shower on Saturday afternoon as the sea breeze boundary moves onshore. Looking at less than a 10% chance on Saturday. So most likely will not be seen out there. But as you can see here, Jose is starting to make a more northward turn this time, and that's going to allow for us to have some more cloud cover building in on Sunday. Looking at our hazards for today, we have overall a green chart, only a yellow here for a chance of a pop-up shower, as I mentioned this afternoon, and the best chance of that occurring is from 12 local to 1600 local. We have a slight chance of a thunderstorm at that time as well, with a 10% chance. High today will be around 81 degrees here at Wallops. Low tonight will be around 66 degrees as we have light winds tonight. Could see some fog developing overnight, and that will allow for a fairly nice morning for our Saturday morning, other than the fog burning off. Seeing mostly sunny skies by tomorrow morning, with temperatures rising in the lower 70s by 8 a.m. Looking at our 24-hour terminal forecast, currently we have a scatter deck at 10,000 feet. This afternoon we'll see a scatter deck at 3,000 feet, a scatter deck around that 10 to 12,000 foot range. And then we'll have a chance of some showers and possibly a thunderstorm. As I mentioned, 10% chance of a thunderstorm, only about a 20% chance to 30% chance of a shower this afternoon. Most likely those showers will be north of the region and inland from the Wallops region, so be hard pressed to see it here at Wallops, but still a chance of it occurring. We get into the evening hours and overnight hours, we'll just have mostly sunny to mostly clear skies with a chance of some fog overnight. If we do see that fog, our visibilities will be reduced to a mile to 2 statute miles. And then by tomorrow morning, we'll see at 8 o'clock, we'll see mostly sunny skies, a few at 1,000 feet, a few at 8,000 feet, unrestricted visibilities. Our tides are currently normal, and for the weekend, on Saturday, we'll see partly to mostly cloudy skies and pleasant conditions, a high of 80. As I mentioned, a very slight chance of a pop-up shower. Most likely will not happen. Saturday night, we'll have partly cloudy skies with fog developing overnight, a low of 67 degrees. Saturday, we'll have light winds once again overnight, and with a little bit more of an easterly flow. We went with an orange here for the ceiling, so a fairly good likelihood we have some fog Saturday night. And Sunday, we'll have mostly cloudy skies, lingering fog during the morning. Onshore breezes increasing during the afternoon with a high of 77 degrees, and those onshore breezes should keep our temperatures in the mid to upper 70s for highs. Looking at the next 7 days, after we get into the weekend, we'll see temperatures only in the lower to mid 70s for highs Monday and Tuesday, and this would be the time frame when expected Hurricane Jose would make any impacts to the Wallops region. Looks very minimal at this time, only some breezy conditions with some showers across the area. We'll continue to monitor Jose, and I'll give you an update in just a few seconds. And then we'll continue on into middle portion of next week. We'll see temperatures rebounding to near average to slightly above average in the lower 80s, and overnight lows in the mid 60s with dry conditions. Looking at the tropics, we do have Tropical Storm Jose currently, a 70-mile-an-hour tropical storm moving west-northwest at 7 knots or 8 miles an hour. It is currently forecast by the National Hurricane Center to become a hurricane today, and then maintain that hurricane strength as it moves northwestward and then finally northward as we get into the weekend and early next week. And the Hurricane Center's track takes it well off our coast to the east. The cone of uncertainty is quite large at this point for early next week, as the ensemble guidance is still showing a varied degree of tracks with this system. However, the hurricane models are showing more of a concentrated track around the Hurricane Center's track here. You can see the infrared satellite of Jose. It is continuing to spin north of the Bahamas, not moving very quickly, as I've mentioned right now, only 7 knots currently. It is producing some fairly good outflow. You can see here off the north and off of the south around the system. That should allow for some strengthening as it moves northward next few days, as it does have a little bit less shear across the area this morning into the later portions of the afternoon today. And then once we move into tomorrow and into Sunday, the shear should actually increase, which should allow for any strengthening to be minimal at that time, as it maintains most likely a Category 1 hurricane status as it moves east of the Carolinas, and then finally for early next week east of the Wallops region. You can see the 12Z hurricane tracks, as I've mentioned, are concentrated around the National Hurricane Center's track, looking like it'll pass well east of our region, but once it moves up north of the Outer Banks and off the Delmarva coast, it should actually start expanding and weakening, and that will allow us to have some rain shower chances and also some breezy conditions from time to time. Looking at the 6Z ensembles of the GFS, and this is one of the main regions the Hurricane Center has their track or cone of uncertainty, so wide, is because the ensembles have a area just to the east of the Wallops region and an area possibly well east of their current forecasted track. And due to that, we have a large uncertainty within this ensemble suite. It is expected to move along the Hurricane Center's track, and you can see here the blue is the operational and the black is the mean of the ensembles. And when those two are usually aligned, that means the model is in fairly good agreement that this should be the track that we will see from expected Hurricane Jose. As I mentioned, we still do have some ensembles members bringing it closer to the Wallops region, so we'll continue to monitor this, of course, and provide any updates on Hurricane Jose as it moves up the coast along the east coast of the United States. That's going to complete the weather brief this morning at 10 a.m. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and we'll be back on Monday morning at 8:15 and as well as 10 a.m.